manager fan say Jose Mourinho enra na dodo nim say ye manager no betimi qualify sense wo come off France like away Emma Jose fan bunch and you man koyan from a team no na wo bia so nim say enra de wa bra koba say manager na etena fia ball Chelsea game ama supporters abene wo so hwam say after so many years our bra wo so ntimi mo UEFA Champions League ni nyina no na wo chance take can say qualification and some betimi abana so ni nyina che enra wo so about 1-1 our bra san game about so no aye extra time and a koba say container your fan say David aye Jonathan wo so nya ayade say equalizer wo restore parity ama li bobo konet enra no na chance we go no munya na no and nam so ama bobo Kevin say leave for no and some advance adequania your fan say Champions League proper no ka say na chance team the din and some other fan no bunch for no woman to me and qualify no pay me the manager fan say Jose and some be and some by na onum say story na me di can't tell and no predator no manager say one of experience our year your fan say UEFA Champions League anymore and it's a commercial be on all bonus say we player now on Jose can some match wa membu nu yangu asumti asemo no coach no and some like Senra right after the game on our dressing room one of boys in Edin come asemo kan ya and some other boys or can we be say what want to be unqualified no and you be a hunsun so a bit to say and who consequences let to say and a manager say consequences ni nyina say sanka ye koyenim krana and yes fan branch e betimi ache UEFA Champions League guess what now so ade am so na ade ba ko say okwa team ban and be a fan branch e betimi ahye no wo betimi ahye team ba ko bi ajudin e de akodim na mom say be a fan branch e be Champions League ne party and yes e be sinto man qualify she NC wo metro mo bobra and some our near fan say Europe animo yentie Jose.
Consequences for me are very simple. We lose economically because Champions League obviously is an important boost to the club, and we lose the chance to play against the biggest teams in the world. But we would never win the Champions League. We would never reach the Champions League final. Never. We could beat one of two of the big teams, but we couldn't go through every round until the big targets. So we lost that. But we go to Europa League. And in Europa League, if I don't want to say the rest, I prefer to stay on the ifs. But if we can do a great Europa League. But we can do a great Europa League with the if.
Yes, I know I am some manager fan say Jose Mourinho now test ya dene excepts Emma or Breno for the budget Timono and some now Sukuru Sawa Koglu Stadium Enra. Woman went to me and qualify our manager and something you know. Yet the by a dasso I 1 year can say UEFA for and some also a young co a Yadiasa Polantana and a tree and a big game about Sorima Timono. Woman says in air started and they say they know I play for the same Mbappe. One come here say yes for you know. And some other panasha assembly also wote and the also demand the far quadana your fan say Mbappe will be already no medical amount that me so omu training no more year and what time omu two and the ababa true Poland and ra omu training session across ni na branch na your fan say Mbappe aya jumaten na mancha eba so anana dru ewa bra way and some national stadium ewa near your fan say ayade say wo so ni na no wo true Poland that Jaminya say manager fan Ancelotti ekasai na answer me manager Fans Ancelotti and some Ghanaian in also manager na kwa come post our IT ama just a former striker your fans say Selu omunyina no and some other comment our so Ancelotti post in here na manager no okọ na message on to us here was him am ready and what you know we are very motivated say we be another UEFA Super Cup our manager here and or day Hello Madrid and some Ghana message and our IT post I say our bra kotana ye fa no say hoselu eno bi atwam ana chance wo born ma Real Madrid no one some akwa aye comment our brought the laugh emoji and some aside there can say green leaf no bako and some adia to akire and some adia pa our chance we no ni nyina na aye nyoma no so akọ so na report am say can say sa kotana ye fa no say Eduardo Camavinga am say Camavinga bra ya be can be adia cho so am say wo ma ru out adia can say AC na mo boy no make a try no press wo say what adia can say pain na just japa akotodweno sa ho tochima bra ya na ojo ho encheche so bejo ho jena a chese bema fa yom pa na latest amenya no so mo say ejisem boy na ekodru Madrid omudru Madrid and omo be scan nempo e bia medical examination I was a pass no nyina no wo mo som ayam ye ho boy no the extent of the injury a chese de tia and some other said nanka remade dem pen for bi suro enro manager no e to na ban atwatwene esen fa na ban nyina no wo mo sem omo hope say enkonkwa too serious our brano and some my update eba na sese dipo ba kwa make say no wono some still show our bra ano okọ Real Madrid ogene din no and some my Kylian Mbappe na onim say Mbappe on a day ya be kan some ade a chom rabi atwam say e den na almost start say wo mo abato Mbappe Jesus no report amenya no sese no taba akopa yes almost start so mo ton no on the day na July 11 na 11th July no almost start say wo mo som ton akwana ntade no yes sika omunya ye 900,000 euros na just 100,000 per na omadru 1 million just say kwani mu pa just say ya say 1 million euros no na just wo mo som akoloki ansa wo mo say 450% more and some at the 1 year ago timer wo mo start so mo ton Akadana, your father says should Bellingham and Tadiano, one see Mbappe on the same day, and some channel 900,000 euros. I amount woman say and some Mikaya. Now report to me and say, Wabaya say and they cry a casino, whom yet to me out to buy 7,000 chases more, and some other chance CR7. Not just an by a C Ronaldo Emom, what him say Ronaldo time, no, not just as one F4. What do you compare and now, and then general board day, and some money I didn't know. Sebia wo compare wontimi compare no some many years and say Ronaldo mo time no na justice no bo na form and na so nyoma bo den enti yesi akodan no ne dia no aye 7,000 more and some other chain over for say Ronaldo no mom yesi Real Madrid no mpan for omo mo hwani a ye kan say marketing yes side no mo say so what na say na bia wo assess no ma na hwam na bia wo your projection at the kwadachi a wo mo didi e ba say de owura ye fa no say David Beckham ehom abanfa so ama Real Madrid no wom tiri e ba sa kwatana ye fa no say Mbappe ensom na betumi asapase owura fa no say David Beckham ensom our marketing anymore necessary kana Beckham be hweku ho ensom na ma Real Madrid maybe atwam no wan hwa akona na fa no say Mbappe ensom na be saying ho outches ani nyina no ensom na update after say Saudi agena banana pay ensom our tip off asome de banamom I was say me tia so ema man for say the city manager fans Ancelotti Shark sama me on Akodana ye fans Vinicius Massa Nas Utuwe yes wo am say media house be on Saudi almost say brabeje 200,000 euros a year but am say kawon krakra just an quadru credit Massa 200 million euros a season. Na uya kodawe and other benefiter and ababa so one sha wuti ebebom and what you contract no kwan ne say na nka bia boy ne be ko Saudi or be sampa no wo be no contract na onya 30 years e bia be 28 29 and Vinicius betumi akwakoje 1 billion euros no asenya mfaso pi a chese no kra de limelight mama phone say bia o we no managers watchije de aka ho 1 billion euros obeche no asam about to Europe one ka be and as I go Nigeria ni and I busa Ancelotti say so we say nyoma ekwaso ni nyina no ayo rodo some dia ufu say entimi haboy na dwe esansa aye sika ne ye kana asem no yentie reply Ancelotti and man Nigeria ni no.
I'm going back to Vinicius. I'm very sorry for that. You talked about the story being just speculations, and that's my question. Do you think this type of stories unsettle the players? When he thinks about 200 million, it's all over the news. does this affect him in training or his focus in general?
If he is a speculation, of course it doesn't affect him. He's really happy to stay here, and to do his best, because he's a fantastic player. So he wants to help Real Madrid to be at the top, as he did in the last few years.
I'm going back to Vinicius.
Yes, and I have some manager, Fancy Carlo Ancelotti, and I'll tell say your dinner excepts MA for fee. Mammy latest on our Kodana Fancy in Papa Baku Ebusa manager so penny, Moscow and Namukita already moon fine Bob and my crown. Now much more titles editor. Now just some one son among folks who come over tonight as a Magai Debiano, and half for what you say. Name Bob Pamadino Bay, and you say the additional pressure. Ebama Bobo Kevansa Real Madrid say Mbappe anyone mo Jediana say Mbappe be count dia and your match bia mo biano wo bia hwe wonu say mo ba win the tiani afidi ade mo ba ya nyoma o Madrid win sana say I was here kon manager no say ampa tutum o mo say pressure kakra ba mo dia ba ni nyina chi no o mo ba yo mo nyoma ye.
Well, of course we have a big responsibility this year, because everyone are thinking that we are the best team, the best squad. Maybe, I think we have, and as I said, we have the best players, I think, and we have to build the best team. And this means to work every day, doing the thing right. Well, of course, we have a big
yes, I know I can't free manager Fancy, I Carlo Ancelotti, answer the banana payer, your dinner excepts, and I'll fail latest and in and my for life, our branch media Fancy, and also I have full time a Kusua, and also Chaku, my front one Sasak, young call, I let you come out to Romotronic Grounds and Jamesan Canning and Sahono, and some I am Makata Honda, a ho, and a Bobo Fancy Atletico, Wamusu training session, and HS and Yuma. I was say about Sunino, and no, and some Nagusu Alcas one good news and say goalkeeper Jean Oblak. I joined a training, training session across Sunino, Jean Oblak as AAB. I could not find such Julian Alvarez or no, and some training and I pay, and Alfred Yamensa can say, I yes, some Omorodion Omunino, one of the test and HS at Yakano, and no some ideas I was a Baswa, yet the update am I a telephone, and some I was shown us one of them said, Meno Casa report to Secano, and some others who call Joao Felix and Soya. Yes, Joao Felix and so Adiano. They said Yakaka and Nano pay when it to me and training. No, Bynum, I will be on air training, and some our gym almost a discomfort as a master. Mombas about Quaco training, there will be a Quaco Bonanetti. Now Quaco fast some about Domo Cancer. I had discomfort on Tiacotano, and some I had training, and our gym and Inano, and some I player. Your father says Joao Felix, and a latest. No, when him said Chelsea and team no, and some you said about or no, about me joining Bobokua. You found Chelsea, our Brenano, Brenos, I update Abba Adebakua, Abba more Jetty Sabia Dune, Ababaso, Mamma Fans Andra Berta, one I let you go on Panifonibia. Now on time, pure rough, who reference Andra Berta, not just some Ababas, only one out bonnet trap, black, up bonnet top, white, I just and some Makanda Honda, about let you go for Ayomutron Ninano. You also reference Andra Berta, and some other present, our na a Teresa be Biabet Miesi, as some Amubasomayan in Tem, Emma Cono Galaga, Eba, Amubasomayan in Tem, Emma Show Felix and Sono, and some Nako Ansana, a 30th of this month, and some Adrusicano, Akakumebi, our Somuyanino, and so I agree, Serabea, boys in the Mianino, Biaba headed towards I had the opposite direction. I just know, and some I can from about him say, Meno Casa Yacobe Boa, one more strike about you found Gorka Gurzeta. Nam Amubusana say, yes, Inaki Williams, I am, as I say, Nico Williams, still now, or want to say, I yet the mama and I saw some tone, and now Gorka say, only the best one can answer her. Adebakua no munyina hwem se besie ene sa akora na ebeste na aye dance no ensom na besi a chasam se no bia mana no so a na obi e kare obeso na ni kono woni ba bia kwa na ni ko etena obi e ne ho a wonom abetumi afa ni ko eno ye ma Premier League officials nyame ya doma match day 1 omubedi ena wom de La Liga for jana aba me no kasa wuram ensom awo bonsa Barca wonum so betumi registration me kan no pay say abrantia fan say Inigo Martinez nom ene chese Danny Olmo no woman nyina registration ebe cause yese Inigo Martinez dia no yese aye prioritario na chese no aye priority adama coach ye fan say aye flick na manager na demand say I was some register brand said be a game against Valencia wonum ebetimi abobie report am say kan say wabra bouncer elbow ade team ye fan say Valencia e wa win no referee ayade say Sanchez Martinez ono and the best center referee video assistant referee no and some ayo referee say Iglesias Villanueva ono and the best nia ye fan say video assistant referee no so and what you ram Mallorca e wo fie wo some any Real Madrid team no and so our match about Mallorca Madrid aye game o referee say Caesar Soto Grado ono and the beti na Iglesias Villanueva and some akwa video assistant referee and some our near fan say some match no and what you via war and some any Atletico Madrid that will game up o referee say Quadra Fernandez ono and a center referee now Busquets Ferrer and some VAR just any serie matches nyina no and some nabesi akwa our brand Deminya no so come one Jika yes consensus our ho so so abro mo break no yes omo hodi aye concert ama akoma akofo and some one Jik intama pitch no aye almost foforo what you say na abro mo ye ne kan say bia replant ama mo ya pitch foforo and some one Jik no wo mo say enyanya green and said ye wo mo some asipan na no mo game against aye Monaco no hwa bia jomo kan nyina no say pitch no enyanya green at said wo mo so asipan no chese no kakra fi o ma so ya edeba emfa wo de no nkototo ho e me kasa na ene se baba ya ra kra nya hwe masa amodo mo ba enko wo ba enko aha sana de no ensom asi akwa ya na omo training session and na pe bossa wo mo ye training report o me nya no se Pedri good news and so boy no what joining team am just a group training no to me ye bi na mom am say wanye ni nyina nwie aye some part of aye group training no na kwaba sa akwadana ye fa no say Pedri etimi ye bi report to me nya no say e bia weekend omo ha no na mom omo next game against aye Bilbao eno and aye match akwadana fa no say Pedri no and some no betimi recover abobia eno aye update e be na no pay me bete ho edema sa akwadana ye fa no say Ivan Perisic oyo bia manager fa no say Flick abaso odeneba Emma make a choice no any team I fancy split hashuk one more anya terminate point no ama German side can so red fancy Ivan Perisic afrim na ni nyina say winger obenkum so no Nico Williams enyama as of now enti 35-year-old ye fancy Ivan Perisic Robert me the story Emma na no pay no afein animal and 7 APP make a choice say manager fancy Flick and boy na kasa e wo phone so ono na ya juma pen and some our buying ama Germany no so boy no abeche penny abesan say or you free agent okay say no make catch us say man for akofo aye Dion ama Barca rejected no onu say Fernando pay adena babiem amen ko krabiam krantini nyina no and some aye chess player ye fan say aye Paris chedia no so ba ye the update ama ye for Fernando pay and some our show no so juve team no wo mo kwakodi ahiafo dwa ada owura fan say aye Sergio Conceição remember you no coach Porto no wo say nka omrana ne bana fan say Francisco emebo loan emma aye juve nanka option to buy almost masa ye ni sa agro no ha omo wo mo ton boy no close aye 45 million euros adiena we betua 3 million enom aye loan na bia 5 million aye bonuses wo wia we betua 20 million unisika akoda kopa ba bi da o enti aye 45 million ansana wo mo som atia sama santu no eno som atimi abaso na no pay no Deminya no some Michael Olise and some no bamuch in the first running session and some abaso to Olise tronina and edika de market no one of the teammates out Bojuma our Sabana Strasser and Michael Olise and no Arsenal edinkatia when it was a media day oyebi ebesin Arsenal nyan Jessica no edinkatia ne woman you home JC any ban awe keta ni nyina no edin katia ya binti sankebia omo ton ntempadia anya de sankebia sa media de dwumadia no enso eba so nkadin katia betimi ya bie mama matai select yesi ya mekere yire se be ma ba ya omo man jesu number 4 eno no what was sign chese and the wife na ba yo anaki a chese no mo say picture yes Sevina Samfa just a name or cock possum, and so I brought my you later wife and your phone and a key our bra. Instagram, almost say a new chapter. Our brother chapter free and almost some ababium. I just an update and also about Jenny Central Adiano, Manchester for say, one would demand more than £50 million. Binum, Ambassador Ten Hag, Abayajuma, one manager, yes, one with differences, no Jaminian say, Binum, Ambassador Cobo, Emma Paris on Shama, Amano Casano, I had almost more than £50 million, no, and I amount of money. Ansana, Amama Jenny Sancho, and so Manuel Ugarte, as any of my Chamanyan in Tem, where the pressure Emma Paris Saint Germain, Mossamon Planedia, Munyana Manum Comanjuno, and the other my Bossama Boaquet and Day, not delete Bawa Bay, Anna Tim Sherwood, Okaino, former coach Ama at Tottenham. Tim Sherwood say, we are Mayunia Manco, so many Adjana delete our massa, delete Numbo. And Harry Maguire because of a same call. I am buying Obion said yes, sit here. Tim Sherwood essay delete Osano and now new Bonobo. Or call by a what do you Tim Sherwood?
If I was a Man United fan, I wouldn't be jumping up and down with excitement. I have to be honest. I think when he was a little bit younger, he was a very good player, a good prospect. But he's gone to a big club. He's gone to Bayern Munich, and he's lost his way. He needs to find a rhythm again. Ten Hag needs to work with him. Obviously, for that money, you would expect him to play, but there's no guarantee because he's made some big money signings and they've sat on the bench next to him. So there's no guarantee that you play. I'm sure the new hierarchy there will enforce it and say, look, we've gone and got him for you. You need to bed him in. Is he better than Harry Maguire? I'm not sure.
Yes, not just a delete in the crowd, Modena Banocano, no, Tim Sherwood will bought a coach on your show. Said delete, I have better the child Quadana. Your fan said Harry Maguire, our brand son, yet the Emma, your tough and another per said Dominion say, you Liverpool on some Rame Catros, almost say, woman conquer for Biama because you be Mendy and Yama. One was a moon will be on him sex in the Papa Bia. No, Mr. Nays, you be Mendy. Or nothing. Ain't no casino. One to the abaso be anywhere or your alternative or your available. And some other Liverpool Timono. Now Jojo Mama Dashvili. Aquadano affair Liverpool official better call. I get 35 million euros. Yes, a bueno. I catch a Valencia for say. Woman is canes and so them say Liverpool. And so by Omomo bound chamber aqua. Omo mami Liverpool train etwamu once and twamu mienu and to buy no so patch on say woman Jim amateurs wono enya chance ama born the ball from Liverpool team no woman ya sikan kwadi akwadana ye fan say Luis Diaz omo baton meba catch us and a slot SS womunya e be a little over 50 million pounds woman ton enya ne enti no one say no amafo belenke bani to city say omo na wie kra amafo be deny ya na mom sikana ban kwadi a woman some abaton ama boy no and so latest and here, Jaminian so Simon, and Chesabokua, your friend Chelsea at Janine, answer mechanical person in the next 72 hours. I am very crucial. Minyan and another person, Chelsea Rapsono, a fly across Naples. Nam Amukodra, a Lukaku, and your Simon exchange, making 60 million pounds. 10 million euros. I add-ons make 60 million euros. From two can in Aboma, about 70 million euros. Plus Lukaku for Osimhen, 10 million pounds a season, 5-year contract, 100% image right, Ayo Osimhen, and so Adia, Jaminian says Sikana Lukaku, I 325,000 pounds a week, almost and Wabian on Basako Dana, your father Sam Osimhen, almost Adamana said about Boyni Duno, and also Ababaso, our Bramino Casano, and some update about 170, yet the Amiata for Mike, Tenassia and Abibia find you okay. I know per what did he.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Just as you asked, I'm okay and I'm smiling. Okay. As you can see, everything is moving on smoothly. And at the end of the day, we are here to do sports. Sports is live.
Okay.
On Sompa 93.
And
Debbie Memenkaine. Mean free Jamaica anyway, no my question Britain man. As a tech rema, me make typical African English.
Oh, that's right.
Exactly the point.
Brofura.
Me pacho. What's the saying? BPI Boko. What is he?
My say.
Amen.
Amen. Say.
Amen.
David.
Amen. Okay, then we move on. Fancy. Interesting stories. Now, yes. You see, I have seen a lot of flag being thrown at Jose Mourinho. Fenerbahce intimian qualify ne comment our pass. I think that I was here 10 years maybe I say because mostly in Komayana me pedino, I love to situate it in the proper context. Say in Koma Mourinho Dieno, say Okasaye as Man U manager, Barca manager, Real Madrid manager, Inter Milan manager. I will come here and vehemently I will go against their Wakano. But Jose Mourinho is speaking as the coach of Fenerbahce. Good. Fenerbahce, a Turkish club. What is their history like? In fact, even for the entire Turkish clubs,
Sompa
Abrabo Mabo with Europe, ni na yese Galatasaray. In the year 2000, they won the UEFA Cup. Almost Arsenal under Fatih Terim. That was a star-studded Galatasaray team that had Claudio Taffarel, Brazil goalkeeper Bino. Good. Umit Davala. Davala was part of Turkey 2002 squad now. Omobo Yakodru semi-final, including Hakan Suko, Hassan Sass, Omuyina no Omobo Galatasaray. Then Georgi Popescu, and after so Georgi Haji. So it was a Galatasaray team that had quality players. No money Arsenal Kushiaya. Omo Eshe Arsenal after extra time penalties and Omodeje the UEFA Cup. To date, it remains the most important European trophy a Turkish team has won. The same Galatasaray now, this time, as a side from Fatih Terim, and the code D, Mircea Lucescu Nsa. And Lucescu with the same team, but the only inclusion now, Brazilian striker be an finish Adele. The Obebo Porto, no. Good. And Moshe Madrid. And so the UEFA Super Cup. It is the biggest single achievement for a team or a club from Turkey. Winya from Europe. Fenerbahce na yekano. Ebra wa bowo Europe ane say Champions League or quarter final 2008. Yes. Then in the UEFA Cup, which is now the Europa League, in 2013 almost semi-final. So Turkey teams, they don't have that European heritage.
There's a 16 years in onboard Champions League.
Debbie. Yeah. European heritage, They don't have it. So we need to understand certain things very well. Now, in creating a heritage for a club, our territory only bino fancy enye a day's job. Enye idea yakata you need 10 years. You need to consistently create the identity, create the character, and sana ni oma babe kokwa. And this is something that Mourinho does. Unfortunately, people would argue say he's on a decline. It's true. Mourinho's talk at Tiaba form. First, baby, I need a raising the Kodruno. See, above from Kakra, but it is true of any top manager. Marcello Lippi, time and Marcello Lippi, Now the stock, the same applies to Arrigo Sacchi. There is no single manager who was a top manager or car hossa. There is a decline period. If we are lucky. Now, a decline period, they get a revivification initiative. Bibi be Kenya omo.
Ancelotti at Everton.
Fantastic.
Madrid
Fantastic explanation. Enti manager bi oye top piano. Obe sania ba form kakra. Sa wuti ya baby awu sani bedru ye no. Na wenya bibi asa obo Super Mario game no we di star. Udi star na sanso pejao na de okosro. That is how these things work. Into Mourinho Diano, but even in some Mourinho Lucy that shine, he is still doing or punching above his weight. And this is the explanation. Baby Mourinho Akubiano, he asked to the pedigree of the club.
Okay.
Yemfa Porto Mfanye. When Mourinho went to Porto in Europe, they had not won a trophy in 16 years. In fact, the last time Porto had won was in the 1980s. Mourinho de Omuji UEFA Cup, 2002-2003. Then in 2003-2004, Odomo Beje the Champions League, their second European Cup. So Porto were not a dominant force again, or they were not winning in Europe again. Mourinho reinstalled that. Mourinho by Chelsea, Chelsea had lacked that shine of being called national or domestic champions. Or decided by Chelsea after 50 years. Then he cemented Chelsea's Premier League identity. Into Chelsea, Ojeno, Etwaso, Anameboa. Then if any Premier League title contenders are Chelsea about Beckham. Then he continued from where Ranieri left off, Champions League semi-finals. And on the building Chelsea character now, Emma Obuja Hoko, no, other managers are buying and they not really suffer in terms of Champions League. Mourinho called Inter Milan. The same thing. Inter had not won the Champions League in a very long time, in like more than 2 decades. He was able to win not just the Champions League, but completed the only thing A-seeder Italian football winning the treble with Inter. Or Madrid. Madrid had become lackluster Europe. Omoko na Lyon. The first man to break that jinx and take them to the Champions League semi-final in close to 10 years was Jose Mourinho Nabio. Then he will leave, join Manchester United. When he joined United and their European failures, he was able to win them an European trophy, and then he finished second with them. Mourinho Jahokoeno, tell me the last time that Man U finished second. Good. Maybe Obeka said the black sheep near Tottenham, but he entered Tottenham once again contest at a time where Spurs were on the decline. Roma experienced never. So we're joining Fenerbahce, who have not won the league in more than 10 years. He has joined Fenerbahce, who don't have an European pedigree. It takes time to forge such an identity. And it's what the idea need to Jim. Now I say obe modino in the shape of ope. A time, a and that is exactly what he was speaking. So even Anka Fenerbahce team no more to me qualify crown by Champions League group stage now. They won't make the final because enyo musu. It is not in them. So let's understand Mourinho and how he operates. Now Mourinho it will be good if everybody witnesses your rise, but it would also not be so ideal when people see you fall. It is disastrous. Indeed, let's understand these things. Even at the time where Mourinho is declining, he is still punching above his weight. And I think we should give him the credit that he is due. With Fenerbahce, he is to create something. Creation our processes, just like the creation story of this world. You're day 1, day 2. You don't expect everything to be complete in just day 1. Mourinho is just taking the baby steps. Domestic conquering first, then he will think about European stability or continuity. And only idea here. Away from there, Nyanko to Manchester United. Enra, they confirmed the signings of Matthijs de Ligt and Nozer Mazraoui. I think that these signings never to add to a perception I had said United policy, you see, you don't just collapse something that exists. Gradually, so what the changes say change, kakra. Sana United they are still trying to buy players who are familiar with the manager because they trust in the manager. Once they renew the contract, Mekacho said it is a reposing of the trust. Our club no one manager no matrim. So if you trust in the manager, then it means you believe in the short-term, medium-term plans of the manager. But the long-term will eat into the vision of the club. And let me cite an example for you. Lenny Yoro, a project player. Mazraoui de Ligt, a manager player. Now, so all the vision you don't discard the objectives that existed before. And I want to tell her so to us you want to improve the technical team and improve the team. So in improving the team, you don't just need technical team members, you need players to also do the job. Sadly, let us get players who are familiar, one with the manager and a style of play. So the signing of Mazraoui and de Ligt, it fits clearly into that. Now to add again, I think it makes sense and they have gotten them for good money. Wow, but criticizing do Biano. You are either being overly sensational. You can have your opinion. Tim Sherwood, Paul Scholes, they can have the opinions. But I always believe in opinions that are backed with fact. Asem na wokano. E was a bibi tai chire. Net me man engineer so.
As a kind of
Fancy, I'm telling you, Matthijs de Ligt might not be a top center back now, but he still has an untapped potential. Good. Lenny Yoro, or a vision player, or that aerial threat, or extra athleticism, and or technical ball winning qualities. Good. But with de Ligt, he's a different profile. And Obe complemented the current best central defender. Our Man U team name.
Sompa
Lisandro Martinez. Good. Now, in finding the perfect partner for Lisandro Martinez, Man U are try combinations. One, Johnny Evans, Licha, Lisandro Martinez. Maguire, Lisandro Martinez. Varane, Lisandro Martinez. Ni yunano amfa. So we've tried amfa. Injury so hard boy in the last season. Then let's try and look at somebody or you're very familiar with the manager's game or be complemented again the strength of Lisandro Martinez. And I think de Ligt be that good foil.
I saw in the boy and so on. Yeah.
Now, Lisandro Martinez will be or you're aggressive or you're instinctive. He's a forward passer or you're right thinking. He plays mostly as a left-sided centre back. And to be here will be or no be the right-sided centre back now. Or be complementing to say Ferdinand. Bako I was say gidi. Bako I was so brand who I say. But omunyina what technical abilities and an ability to read the game and most importantly involve themselves in build-up play. So unyane sa eboa. Entiliza licha Butcher be aggressive, but you try they don't be involved in duels. But here a cool, calm player who will also observe and then intervene in crucial moments. And Tishara Kemwaye. Now on my one, the pairing of de Ligt and her face so Lisandro Martinez. You will see that baby Lisandro Martinez ever from no de Ligt ebe cover her.
Okay.
So Osha graph now de Ligt there and a pinkish red no. And Lisandro Martinez, they green.
That's what dominating more.
So what check here? Lisandro Martinez dominates mostly with defensive actions. De Ligt dominates mostly with a dual percentage. But the defensive actions, no, for me means that he intervenes. But the actions will be taken defensively, no. Since he's playing with another centre back, or Tiasie, Ejemu, not the other centre back, na in a dodo. Into Osha. Defensive actions, de Ligt there at that from close to the center circle. And Lisandro Martinez there a pikiba towards the outer circle. Check it, baby, agree no no. Then come and check again. Check it for progressive passes. Omu now born pepe. For forward passes, de Ligt ne bomb more forward passes. So in the event that Lisandro ne be winnie born near be recycler, there is Matthijs de Ligt to help progress, and they are all good passes of the game. De Ligt again will help with carrying. He also complements with aerial duels because he himself in terms of height. And yeah, Lisandro Martinez, that was our height, not the beboa. So it is a technical signing, and there's a signing based on potential. The bet me see. So you only pray. Say one, the fitness and the injury issues of these two players, no, club, no. If they are fit and if they are injury free, no more bono munya consistency ni biwa. This is something that will look good for Manchester United in reality because in paper it makes absolute sense. And to China will criticize here. And moi, again, Mazraoui and then Aaron Wan-Bissaka. United are trying to change the outline of their defense, not because omu lusi ball no also omu defend it. Nemom omu kita ball no more build it anymore. They also need to do something. And to my one, Noaza Mazraoui versus Aaron Wan-Bissaka ni enshade. You will see clearly, say there is a difference. Defensive actions, Wan-Bissaka no ye blue no, or bro Mazraoui would yesu bebre. But why you see Mazraoui mostly involved, carrying. Progressive passes, assist, crosses, Wan-Bissaka bebrone so because he cuts in. Now there's the explanation.
Sompa
Mazraoui no bobo ni no. He formed that perfect partnership with Anthony. What I am thinking here is one way to help Anthony is to get him a good partner at fullback.
Okay.
Obi on the bar, there is that understanding. Anthony a inverted winger, on your outward winger. okawrem eni se obi obetimi ne na bo quick switches 1-2 na wakawrem nipa no overlap no wa ball through pass their tomb when you obi otisa wan bisaka no on mouse ade no it mostly confuses Anthony. So one way to help him is through Mazraoui signing no. And any other right winger that Manchester United will be willing to use. These are technical signings. You only pray, say Beko ye. Or maybe it's a question, now the late, you know, say ball no ball and Maguire there. But there are differences. Maguire is 31, the late, I think, no 25. So he's still yet to reach the peak age. And now Maguire ball no ball no. And then the late, there no. In Sonsunye kakra wom entina mostly. Say Maguire ne Licha boa. There is confusion. Sharak, Maya Maguire versus Licha. For more graph so you will see say there are places where there is confusion, mostly our defensive actions. O check here, there's Maguire versus Delete. Yeah, the Licha at the atosun who say green defensive actions and was so Maguire almost either out of the middle or the midpoint of defensive actions. Maguire per defensive actions. Licha epe defensive actions. Into Obia Pesoko, it brings confusion, especially when you are defending with your back towards your goal. Whoa. So please, let's understand these things and let's see how things will go. Again, the late comes with that scale of experience. Wabo the Dutch Eredivisie in him. Wabo Italian Serie A. Wabo Germany. He's played at clubs. The expectations need to be control. Environment need demanded. He understands these things. And he's coming with more experience than even Rafael Varane. Because Varane was situated in a very familiar terrain. Spain, Real Madrid, not nice. When watnaha, onim send your culture and see. So in terms of settling, so please, yentina say na yemfa your man check akra. To then the game about the UEFA Super Cup na memfenwi. Madrid versus Atlanta. Now Ancelotti kasa about what has happened. In fact, there is a big game for Ancelotti. And they obey me because one, he's aiming to equal Miguel Munoz. Munoz we need 14 titles for Madrid. Ancelotti was 13. If he wins this, he's equal as Madrid manager. Wajid the most trophies. He spoke about the absence of Cruz and how he will cope. In fact, Saoka said me analyze Madrid team we are. I don't think there has been a bigger improvement than last season. In losing Toni Kroos, Madrid have not found a replacement. Again, central defense was a key area. No, was a Madrid Shemukina. They have not. Rather, they've added to the attack. And goal scoring wasn't really a problem. The only thing was the goal distribution and an across board. In bringing Mbappe, you bring somebody who is a primary scorer into a increasing goal scoring ratio. But I think the creation will be a problem because ukitabo ne mo na ultimate create. But ukitabo now, what happens now is that you need to wait and then counter. And Ancelotti Nkomo in the absence of Toni Kroos, and Mekanya will say, Kroos, he was a fantastic player, but we must respect his decision. We are Valverde, and we can play less with less possession. It means that Madrid and Yusubo ni bebre counter. In today's game, I want to see how Ancelotti tests that because Mbappe or Vinicius, they give you an efficient counter-attacking machinery. So Atlanta, yes, or Bebo na dominating possession. Madrid for never made the But if they also try to play the underdog, now Omo try to go at Madrid at the moment now. Every game not stretch, but I think it will be a game Madrid will win, and it will still be Vini Jr. in the game.
Whoa, Mike, me da say me ba apostle real quick. Say I weigh a telecell more money promo no gusua e cost 1 million Ghana cedis no. Telecell that so chair or your subscriber e was so na wo kan busua no wan say koso na reload the wallet. First Castro or telecell cash wallet ni mo. The more na wo ye ni nyina e ma chance e ma wutumi enye scan bi di. Da bia ne na wo twebia ne 30,000 Ghana cedis. And so ɛyɛ wo de afei meka wo sɛ wogye data bundle go phone so and as our first broadband nso so a ɛboa wo ɛma wotumi yɛ millionaire fa wo hyɛm dial *500# and I say send the win ɛde akɔ 500 na aboa wo ama wo nso watumi anya scan bi ɛde wei ɛyɛ regulated by the NLA and the Caritas lottery platform afei Fibo Ventures ɔmo ɛna de toothbrushes no ɛne toothpaste abamaka kyerɛw sɛ Afri Fresh about toothpaste wey no ɛwɔ herbs ɛwom ɛno nti sɛ wode brush wo teeth aboa wo ɛma wɔnum onyam akyɛ sɛ wɔnum ɛna wɔ se no nso ba yie ɛma wɔnum ɛyɛ hwamotɛkyerɛ ma so te wode di a wote aduane ne de okasa nso a obi nyini ti ɛnto nkyɛn yɛwɔ Ashford Princess ɛno ɛyɛ brushes ɛma nkwadaa no evidence executive ɛne friendly ne galas ne nyinaa no ɛnso ɛyɛ mo amaka no nso di apɔ sego lane 0535452263 Ghana gross ɛyɛ dwumadi a youth mudienie between the ages of 15 ekwesi 35 years no mon friend number no unya dwuma yɛ agriculture agribusiness vocational skills and afemeka or technical number no yɛ 0308255775 apostle
Fancy Bokode.
Amiadom.
Now, Shadrach, for this week, CAF Champions League, the CAF Confederation Cup matches. So normally what CAF does is that we have the 5-year ranking of clubs are more good standing. And normally those are the clubs that you expect. Sompa Sports. I want to remember out of them mostly based on the consistent performance that they put out there. The Emma Omotimi Enya amass the needed points, and they are the likely clubs that will do well or win the trophy. Yeah. So, Usha, what we have there currently, on say Ali or 87. So Ali are champions, and so they are 6 points as champions, multiplied by 5. So 5 years, 5, and so that will give you 30. And what they do is that Basada was the last year, which is last season, the way just ended season, a new one here. So last 2 seasons, they know, for instance, doubly multiplied by 4 and to 1. Now, Ali, because they are champions and they won the cup, there's no dispute about it. Don't forget, we are back to back. And over the last 5 years, they've been able to win 4 trophies out of it. So, and no news why they are there. They are number 1, they deserve it. Esperance but 2 with that. But 2 with that because with that last season were poor. Almost poor per their standard. Because this was a teamer. A season before then were in the finals with Ali and lost. But this time they were in a group with Simba. They were in a group with Asek Mimosa and then Joanan Galazi. And yesterday they couldn't qualify. They were 3rd in a group. That is not good enough. And I'm points, when you are 3rd in a group, it means that when you have 2 points. And Nema Sebi, that Esperance, by virtue of the fact that they were able to go to the final but lost to Ali, Emma win 5 points. Until 5 points, don't multiply by that's 25. Before the previous consistent performance at the quarter-final group stage has led them to that. Now, Mamelodi Sundowns, of course, they were semi-finalists. They lost to Esperance de Tunis in the semi-final. And the semi-final will give you 4 points. Umotula 5, that's 20. And then the previous performances. Now, Zamalek, that will be more because of the fact that they won the CAF Confederation Cup. Winning CAF Confederation Cup is 5 points. And the team just after them, RS Berkane, 2-time champion of the Confederation Cup. Zamalek, by winning this, they won the Confederation Cup twice. They were the losing finalists, and they had 4 points. So, if they are there, any problem. Simba is because of, don't forget, they lost the quarterfinal to Ali. Consistently, Simba has been consistent quarterfinalists over the last 4 years. So, they also, and a quarterfinalist, you get a 3 point. That is consistent performance from them. That is what has made them where they are. Petro Atletico, 2 years ago, they booted out Sundowns, Mamelodi Sundowns, at the quarterfinal stage of the Champions League. Last year, they were at the quarterfinals against TP Mazembe and lost to TB Mazembe. Now, Oba TB Mazembe is up per the performance against Ali. They were semi-final, they lost to Ali. Over the last 7 years, they've been poor. After 2017 CAF Confederation Cup, they've not been consistent. The best they've done was to come to the semi-final this year, the year under review. So, Belouizdad, Belouizdad is because we are consistent, not this alone. Yes, Belouizdad were in a group with Midiama, young Africans, and then Ali. And they placed third in the group. The Midiama, we in the group. They placed third in the group. So they be consistent. And that is it. Now, Ocean critically, clearly, this year's Champions League, between Ali, Esperance, with that, Ethos to fifth, so they're out of champions. They're not playing Champions League this year. So Ali, Esperance, Mamelodi Sundowns, they are a team to watch, including TB Mazembe in this year's champion. Out of this, you might still have a winner because Ali are proving that they are perennial winners. Until the winner will still come out of this. Oma Makano, they will go and do their best. Now, Mami Pito Musumani comment our passy on Tebo Mokoena. So, see, what we can say, it's all about money. It's all about money. It's all about the future. Now, I was expecting that the boy was going to leave Sundowns, but not in a bad way. This was going to help our national team as well. Then he decided to stay at Sundowns after he was offered a new deal. I am worried now as to when he will leave, considering his age. He's around 27. That's okay for me. So, at the end, Pito Musumani Ekasa, or Kasem Afa, Tebo Mokoena. Tebo Mokoena after AFCON 2023. So, that's the gentleman Tebo Mokoena. There's no box-to-box midfielder club level on the continent than him. And see, Bournemouth, Ebai, he was not interested. Al-Wakrari of Qatar, Ebai, was not interested. Ali, Ebai, was not interested. Now, this young man, every Super Sport, just 2022 to go to Ali. So one team can say loyalty is a key factor. But it has to do with the CAF president. Any sister relationship. Fancy, we are so relationship be out here, but relationship influence a lot of decisions, depending on the degree of the relationship. So, EPL club has come, we're rejected. Ali, the most successful club on the continent.
Sompa Sports.
What Pito is saying that on South Africa players Omuta and Tukwai. Yeah. He feels that maybe away Druno, what trust South Africa. And now the modern ball national team, and I'll come and show you just an AFCON. The modern ball national team, no, I don't purpose to be. I think that I saw the Kakrako count. I'm on the center or bar national team, no, or ball catch and your boy AFCON 2023. But he refused. Now, this particular contract extension, check Accra. So they decided to now reward him. He earns 16,500 before the extension. And man, now for the new extension, on your 27,500 a month dollars. That's what he earns a month. Now, Uba Bafana. Omwa Sebi, Sir Hugo Bruce, or Katano Binenia, Omwa the proper generals for the team. Ronwe Williams, goalkeeper. Ronwe Williams. Kulisi Mudao. Tebo Mokoena. And then Pesitao. But the two most influential, Ronwe Williams and Tebo Mokoena. If you are talking about a player that the skill set, be it vision, be it long range passing, be it awareness, be it positional sense, be it anticipation, breaking play, destructive play, be it his reading of the game, And then his ability to link the midfield to attack. He's also a leader, the Mokoena. What Bafana without him, what Sundowns become? He's become a cock figure in the national team and then the club level. Those share Omni Morocco. Now, if you watch all the game they played, Mali that they lost to Mali 2-0, Namibia almost 4, Tunisia before the Moroccan Grand Prix 16. Every game is a 90 minutes player because of the pivotal role he plays. Now share game no boy against Morocco the round of 16. After evidence Makopa share first goal, no. Watch his second goal, the decider. A game that he dominated, control. He was the man of the match in this game. There is a player that is playing. This is the biggest competition African Cup. This is a player that plays for a club side on the continent. Watch it, and he's an expert when it comes to set piece. I mean, he's top class. Look, I said like, okay, South Africa player.
Obi cried a message by say South African players almost 2 coin crack overseas. No, later now.
Bugani Zungu mutimi kwa. There's money here, and then also they live well. Because for him, $27,500 now, that's not joke money. That's a money, and it's a 5-year contract. He's 27, so it means that by 32 years. And Tina Pito complaining, sir. The level I could do and how are crucial national team. Pito don't know on national team of say. So Cobon of na. I will say beer, but they say sometimes sometimes where you are celebrated, sometimes we share all the factors to consider here. It's always very important to be at where you have regular playing time, you are developed well, or comfort, you have sound mind, and you can play consistently for a long period of time.
Yes, yeah.
Oh no. I mean, it's not about the money. Because the money was not the issue. He was considering this thing. And don't forget, sir, in the issue of South African football, most of the players of the national team come from the Senior and Senior Chiefs, Ekof and Parry, confirmer. Until Tadana Sundowns, it's always the club side. Few inclusion. So, for me, a good point that Picho has made, but Picho also consider the player and the factors into a player and decide he will accept the offer and stay. And also the president of the Community of African Football played a pivotal role in doing that. Even though Nibano, Tilapoe, but Baby Bruno, because of Ninuya Banner and Adam Fonti, he has to step in to make sure how na football our but the sisters' relationship with the president played a pivotal role.
Sports.
Niamoka about Nico Williams, the brother and the rest. Some relationship were here. Minim say ebia tuda, but me I go through it every day and I continue to go through relationship. Any send decisions be. Say obia your papa, but now you are in a critical position where Ninuya I ding, but he's come calling at that critical time. And yes, but for me, Picho should respect the fact that he knows what is good for him. So there's here. Now Temba's one they call Ali. But finally,
another
now it was a contractual problem. But finally, and also winner Temba. You know, he's the captain of the side. Beyond that, Temba and Sundowns this year there'll be trouble because he is the most experienced player in the team now. And almost still, Lucas Ribeiro they've still not found somebody in critical, difficult games to define the game for them. It's still Temba Shishizwani. So, Amuwie, Tebogo Mokoena, 5 years. But he said he'll do 1 year. Because also, Onono, 2016 CAF Champions League team now, Pito Musimani, Eddie Share, Zamalek. No. So, he knows the team in and out. That is why he think that decision. Because you expect as the captain of the side, you expect that he should be saying, okay, when you're in if I say 3 years, or no, he'll prefer it to be this way. So it's good news for the Masanda Wana. Now, Rulani Mokoena, I call with that Athletic. So let's see whether Mangobi Makati will be able now as the second opportunity to be head coach, whether Obefa Timi Edum Pempenswa, Rolani Mokoena, what did well was to win the maiden edition of African Football League. I'm share with that edge, but he couldn't get to the finals of the CAF Champions League. And they're one of the nemesis. So now that he has taken over, let's see what is that. Now, I call Ali. Mohamed Abdul Munem. Mohamed Abdul Munem. This
Sompa Sports
is a top defender. Top means top. He's very, very, very solid. Intelligence, good judgment, good positional sense, his awareness, his tackles, his body positioning, aerial ability, his passing, his control, his touches, his tackle, his interception. All for this young man, 24 years. Brilliant. Or reminding me of Waya Goma in Ali national team. Look, and one thing about this guy, and I said, this is the Egyptian national team we are talking about. They have produced a lot of quality players. In 2021, this young man, Epe Mahmoud Hamdi, as a centre-back pair for AFCON 22 when he went to the final against Senegal Muluzia, this young man. Why should this AFCON? He spared Ahmed Hegazi. So you watch, and then you're constant and the rest. So he is the most reliable centre-back. Omo Makano, not the Ombekano, you are talking about likes of Ahmed Hegazi. It's not a joke, a veteran defender. For Ali, this young man, at defining, Osha Ali ni work. This young man. Adibakwe is that his ability to position himself when it comes to corner kicks and set piece and score with his head. Now, Osha Ali, 2 years ago, Champions League final, he played against Yasser Ibrahim. So, like I'm saying, he defines all the centre back of national team and club level. This year, he played against Rami Rabia. Now, there's a problem for Ali. Problem is, Nice said they want him. But there's something that we'll learn from this. So, Nice brought 2.5. Ali said, "When Swadi." That's why. Nice came back with 3 million. Almost that's why. They came with 3.5 Alpha. They came with 4 million Alpha. Now 5 million Alpha. But 4 million you have to pay upfront and the 1 million in bonuses. So $5 million. I know.
I say Ali Omoji says can almost the top player, but me top players by 5 on the continent, top players. The Champions League of Besanji.
My challenge is that this boy is rare to have this gem. It's a gem.
Yeah.
It's a genius. Yeah. Now they are going to miss a genius, a difficult to get. But the boy also, the challenge also is that the boy does not necessarily want to go. That is what the problem. The boy wants to stay in Egypt, enjoy his career of Ali and play there. But how Ali will navigate this is going to be, because the pressure from this is serious. I think they need him to play alongside Dante. So I don't know. I think they suspect that is Tedibo gone or is still there? Jean-Claude Tedibo. Michael, is he gone? So is the reason why they definitely need him. So it's going to be very interesting whether he will leave or not. But Omunya Nonswa needs to get him is a top buy. But as to whether Egyptian players almost can survive Manoni Sao Baku Pen Farmer. Now where is the president right? What happened? So let's hope for him. But it's a big loss for Ali. They can't get a replacement. They get
Mohamed Abdul Munaim Onimbone Bobruta agent. So yeah.
What defenders?
Jose. Let me say when I am sure. And I had you know.
What defenders?
Disasi.
I don't say Jana Kwamana ko Nimbo Disasi. Nagas are going to be this season now. Mama come na me David yes Canadian apostles Canadian Canadian no mo abotro de entampa me kona fofraba ya dey express group of pen for here open say be here fine there as ma make me boa me do ba na me hwe na mo me entampa be sa kwesisi a me na me do buy wa be sa ko About to say,
I already don't think you understand that.
we tunya quality one and what now. So bass or banner the amanenko. And Trahu,
On yes, I say.
Obana Moa, Obuon Mount found.
Most of the time,
Obuon Mount, or Yaria Boa, or fan a bag.
They are about them. A lot of the challenge we are having because a lot of men are not leading at home. Now they blame Nakotum members. A lot of men has become babies instead of being men.
Yes. Express group. Sabi find the opening. Bobo and Koma in Kuma here because I still I went to the was in the Pobio because I went to be boss and who.
That's true. Your charity phone na anopay me information ketu that I would want to give out. I'm sir. In the past 2 years, Nipa Bebre a pray pass Wombeko UK.
I know the
Bebre Bebre Suko Bia Sebio, things are not moving on well for them. So to quite Bia, there is a particular kind of visa or deco. Na visa crowd deco no, and a child de codia potia, ubitumiaye. So now, O Peso Kona, Ohuto na. Unya kwan etimi enye dwuma ye said there was say I was offered the right kind of visa. Now the kwa ohuankwa nkochiro uhuposi awankwa nkotite. Na what's happening now is that Yamiadum me boss ne Express Group 4 have been able to secure something that is very good. Now this one is specifically for people with engineering background.
Okay. Mr. Munti ni opening the best watch say you born ma visa or the beko especially UK no. A visa won't be fan konko ya juma maningi and I'm boanya sana best watch. Obo police no kan what te. But when Express Group enya visa e demo more engineering, like more background in engineering.
Yes, engineering. So, obi electrical engineering.
Okay.
Mechanical engineering. Chemical engineering.
That's right.
In fact, so obi wa physics backgrounder. Obi wa first degree in physics, and now first degree in French. Sa categories here mabuboy. Whether you are a male or female.
First degree in physics.
First degree in physics.
And a first degree in French.
French. And now say chemical engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering. Now, this is the opportunity. The opportunity is that you bet to me Abua secure full funding for you to do a master's degree in the UK.
A scholarship.
Yes, full funding.
By your masters.
By your masters for UK. There is an advantage over that, even after that. Oye masters in Area, you see, because you went with a full funding, no. Oye masters in Area, now you are eligible to stay back and work.
Somehow.
Now, yeah, can we say be if you have any degree in this category, the degree must be either a first class. Second class upper or second class lower.
Okay.
Or degree or French, physics, any of the engineering except biomedical engineering. I want to be clear on that.
Oh, okay.
Biomedical engineering
apart from bio, no,
yes. Not any lower than second class lower. There is an opportunity for you. All you simply do is that you will come with your documents, we will vet it, and then the rest of the process will continue from there.
Opportunity Casio.
Yes.
Oversaw your masters.
Yes.
Your boss now.
Yes.
A scholarship free. Fully funded.
Fully funded.
You know,
the good thing about this thing is that while you're studying, you still have your time to. Now, the good thing is that some of the people, those who will even be interested in teaching, they will have the opportunity to get QTS. Maybe people applied, they didn't get, which means I qualified to get a QTS and then be a teacher in the UK if you want to.
Wow.
But the good thing is that free. Now whatever you want to do, stay back.
My numbers because here number na man from friend no more money more.
And ubetimi arechi en 0249
0249
000
000
448 0555
0555
55
00
67 and your numbers you two na eneminia message nam the number ba ko bi aka ho na ya boso na lose about 2 weeks ago me catch you say we are getting a new office our central business Nyame Adom we have opened that office.
Oh nice.
Now here a Doom Railway Police Station in China Kingdom Carpet for Abro Sinum.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. Your new office we are receiving people and we are dealing with them quickly. But your number boy. This is our airport roundabout branch number 0256 71 30 52 0256 71 30 52. Good, mini auntie. Yeah, catch that phone you now say. The last one I would want to add.
Kind of.
This is also a season where Nipa Bebre and your mad missions. I do also more visa. You know, way you know who was submitting your mind admission, and when it gets to the visa, which is the apex of all of these things. That's the way, one a damper spirit because you've put in your emotions, your effort, your money. So and you catch a amount for people usually play around these areas. The amount you're refusing to for brave visas finances. And when it gets to this point, people don't have a fair idea of how to calculate. Say na was a minya, say na I was a midi prove me funds. So we're also reaching out to the people. What do this stage? Visa yeno, what dream we yo be I say ubehuno, I say unhuno. Come. We have a team that will support you. Some of the people will come and then we'll just give them guidelines. You open up to us. We look at it. We advise you. We won't even work on it. We just tell you. Because usually we hate it when you have done it.
And stress. And it's a true time also apply for visa now.
Come to us.
And yes, visa.
Exactly. Exactly.
Who quiet sending our bounce what a bejo
and also a chief
because you want to yes. Remember now the
yes, exactly. Nayan guy do through
Express Group.
Yes, sir.
Yes, numbers in the Subium.
Okay, your numbers in 0249
0249
000 448
448
0555
0555
55 00 67
Express Group. Express Group and no mon friend na mon empanifo no nkasa na monje nchemu bibia be fine. Yes, I call you quick commercial break abasese ba na ya ba bewrem e wo fie efie nso e de pa anti no nso ema me. Wo Boris B chicken ese akoko nam na de. Aye halal and nti mo besa munya akoko nam ye maduane se ye stew anas ye soup ni nyina no ya mo hye no nso ema me se mo be kwa akoto bi e wo Boris B chicken. Ye wo full chicken e wo chicken thigh, chicken wings. Ye be mo gizzard area so do so to aduane say restaurant and chop ba mo amoye fast food mo mpebinto e wasenwase market Bantama High Street on the Presby asori anim hwe ana poku trading so abuso 0544444453 the luckiest omo draw no ebeba so and ntie me say obetimi ato take it as an individual I know I from 1 Ghana ekwesi 5,000 afei mutimi kamom eye kuo chese union sawodo kife club and afi table tennis kuo taxi driver union structural drivers are mate for munyina mutimi kamom na ma to take it nyame ya duma grand draw eye 30th November and eba so moye year and ye no so far phone o dial star
*712# *712# no achedie p ewo ho enso de manyame yarma from ochina elko achedie p ewom a chese we the luckiest empenfo no edebema ama sikasem agina brani ahane so emam say *712# na fe wa follow prompt amanema so aye kama enso diama the luckiest say luck enso awo babia yenko aye break no enso embra real quick ya bana ye de fiensem no ababeto aso ediama yeba
Wana metesa wo ba no se wo Canada.
Oh, woko suku.
Na yesi ejape aba no nso okọ na nso no de okoye adwuma.
Me say amanfo akọ no. Enya gro.
Jaye no hwa na de won kosa no.
Oh, Express Group for ya.
Express Group.
Yes, Express Group. Obia na nya bre. Pese otukwa kwa ama no ne de. Wo de obekọ simple. If you want to study and work in abroad in any of the advanced countries like Canada, US, Australia, UK and Germany, they will take you there. Let's say a visit. And now turn so we go Dubai, Canada, UK, USA, Australia, and Germany numa. What do you say ya Juma so what do you Dubai, Qatar, and South Korea. And if you want to write an international test like IELTS, SAT, TOEFL, GRA, and GMAT, they will assist you to write. As a full labor, runabout wa and crying. Kanachi First Light, Tema Community 18, Lashibi Goy Filling Station, Sunyani, Silver House, our High Court. Tamale, Ayama Building, Tamale Teaching Hospital, Takrade Market Circle, and our offices. Our Mabebre, so telephone 055550067 and 0249 000448.
Mamisha, time HH Heba Mr. Bina Unumi, and your what dropa, a ya draw. Yadro say mani peduan kwamwa no enya hoden na akwatia yare entwen yare ansan wakwakoto fire wadro na nom no abribia Kanoga Company Limited what the time TIME ebedwaso no wono a na the time HH Heba Mr. edia bedwaso akra wonyanya mfirisia dumienu enum bi wo pemfo ene oba wo ma akra nufo enso enum bi time HH Heba Mr. wo benya bi
over the counter medicine sellers any shop dodo na mu
so wo pedodo to afre 0244 417669 0244 417669 time HH Heba Mr. Yadro say FDA adje edwadie nkratoe atum
the ones that now from toothbrush no why and toothbrush no ninya Ashford
na ninya Ashford there na so evident no way
who that the evidence ben ninya Ashford toothbrush
oh sweetheart Ashford toothbrushes no you want different types she abena dey amoku hu Ashford Princess and now bra ko dudie no so Ashford Galaxy wo die na ira no so Ashford Evident media so Ashford Executive and now media no so Ashford Friendly
without Ashford toothbrush
my dear Ashford toothbrushes are who do dear papa moto ne to me bra dodomi ye aduane bia akwahyehe ho Ashford Prince Ashford Princess Ashford Friendly Ashford Evident Ashford Executive ne Ashford Galaxy toothbrushes Fibo Ventures na akofa bedwaso etu phone 0241 545 646 and 0200 600 934 Ashford toothbrushes they will soon need.
If I shop, I'm sure you'll buy me.
Right, and not so good.
What time about Michelle see about Queen Wayne and say?
Bra, said your time about Mr. Esia Jimmy me fear for any idea about ever so.
Really, I know this offending now.
Bra, some make us a maybe time about Mr. Huadancia. We are singing now about Temenka. It is some malaria. Where do any time about Mr.
I never go, dear, no more to want to me any deal. What do any time about Mr. A drink and your ma or bar waffle through. Dear one mark for down for any aquada when you fear do me and son of the time about Mr. Draven. She's a walk hospital and answer lab. I'm what who said, oh, a GD malaria be answer.
I also time me a TIME. Time about Mr. I feel malaria fever be an ziva a woman. Even slap. Ubenya be at all over the counter medicine sellers.
Any herbal shop to do namu.
FDA aji a judging cratoi at home.
Prakasa ye duabon waso a ne dwumadi wo nipadua biara pom den ene na brabo mu ne hiye pa enye prakasa nko nuaba ne haban bi te se kwunsusu a abonwono ne dia akeka ho no kura enwanunu ahodo a ekọ animu yi ankasa prakasa ne sa nuaba yi binom ne akeka bobudi afa abefo kwan so a ye de ye prakasa powder prakasa powder siesi nipadua na abakwa ahodo no ho ban afiri mpani yade ne yade ahodo pi ho fa enkodate de ma baako freduane anopa ne anwumre anafa enkodate de ma baako woni suhie yeti anopa ne anwumre wobra wodidi awie ubenya prakasa powder to Kingswalk Herbal ne Heroes Herbal Accra Okesi Drug Lane Dani Herbal Kumasi Mensa Takrade Mose Pharmacy ne Greenlight Pharmacy Sunwane Kashenkari Supermarket Asantwa Herbal ne Bibidro Depot Techiman Sewa Herbal Mampong etufo mfre 0550 19 15 14 prakasa powder aduane san yedru FD ahwehwe sankratu emu agiatum
so wope wallpapers papa to OP wallpapers and American for amount so wope wallpapers at decorative offices so fie sorry say paps ahodo baby bia wo hia wallpaper de do djuma bia no OP wallpapers efro yama wallpapers ebe match blind curtains eba no bedside lamps nso a OP MR types or mar shapes colors ahodo nyina ubenya bia to e wona so ye ho se open LED backlight e dey above flash screen e chia and so OP ebe mo bi so open self ring light out of phone beshem e OP wallpapers and ebe mo self ring light OP e wo Kumasi Adum first floor Nana Kwesi Ajman building name Tafo GNTC building first floor ana chronom our barrier on the market na edian hwe so open wholesale and answer retail any OP any nsa so free OP our 0540353750
Mama kwa baba Gentleman Dental Clinic yedwumadi a yedi ane se yebesiesie wosen na yabo wosen ho ban ama wonum enso ate anase wosen animonyam so afare ntuma pa efi wo fix one no anase a yetafre no permanent one no eno susum yesi a untimi entu bi eno ene efe no PFM bridge anase PFM crown afei yesan eye cleaning services oba ye profession no mu na ye fene scaling and polishing se ebia enema bi ahyehyehye esen mu se bi okasa etimi mapampan ene ade ebamu na no oba Gentleman Dental ye ni nyina bi ewo ho Gentleman Dental Clinic ye wo Koforidua Central Police Station enchen ho ena wodru enkan so a ye wo nungwa ena Atomic Down domekwa benya runabout no so ho ena wodru takwade pipe ano traffic light na ewo pipe ano ye ne OGN bank na wo the same premises ena kachiman so ye wo magazine market kwan so wa anase opposite AY Ahmed ena udru Kumasi Abrepo Junction Total Filling Station wa traffic light na enihwe G runabout no u free Total Filling Station na yabron san no na edi ho ye adwuma free eda juada kopem eda memeda witini afre ya homa no e wo 0559139582
kind of way tell you so the more money promo na bo
Obia pesika now so dia pa de pesika sika bebre for hodom tell say more money promo na disika na send disika bebre for hu chimu bi e free ni obeya ne say load credit and data nya konya di 1 million Ghana cedis be sika pudu na nkasa bia ne na wohwia ye be cheska na gonim kwawie ye no na ya che 3 million Ghana cedis ensna ho dial star 500 hash and send win call 500 and now for tell say play app no so na for hu chimu and do reload no na do hu jina yi ne watimi disika wo tell say more money promo ni for swallow di disika e millionaire
Telecel, connecting energies.
It's a shaka crack down Sandra to any lamount kind of Caritas lottery platform no so.
Now here, TV, fridge, freezer, air condition, gas cooker, washing machine, smartphone, sound system, water dispenser, microwave, blender, rice cooker, kettle, and iron. 7 Hisense smartphone no sukradia. Yeah, titi so more than a Hisense factory direct promo. Intinia madada noa, Emma light bill e kuno. Fasi baby, never jifu.
No regret.
regrets, to the investors who struck gold, to the health workers who diagnosed luck with precision, to the tough guy who couldn't hold back his tears, to the passionate fan who couldn't contain his joy, to the seamstress who turned her hard-earned stitches into a bundle of happiness. And now, here's to you. Your next big win is right here.
Luck is everywhere, for everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
Dial star 712 hash. Now join in the luckiest winning celebration. Every 1st July 2024. Over dial star 712 hash. Now I cost to ticket as a group, individual, and now even as a community. Now win is the prizes are cashier in the community draw or go for the grand draw on the 30th of November 2024. Unlock your luck with star 712 hash. Now join in the winning streak now.
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere, for everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
Well, yemre na fi lutanfa yemremo e wo fie Quality Dental Clinic akona yemo na wonum asiesie enye kama omoye crown ene bridges omo be complete dentures afi say e bia beso ye cosmetic dentistry ana say wo se obeso ye scan ana say x-ray afi bana say polishing and cleaning ana beso ye teeth whitening na Quality Dental Clinic and so for problem bia wanya e wonum a chese wo se emu etutu yana abase bia tokro no abo e wo se asiama wo kakana na jo untimi nasere osipena Quality akase yenka ncho se brana yemo ema problems we nyina no yen solve ema real quick omo patase stretch ne so aye patase catch amagman building emo elko price ho na ne ho ana on sabeka Quality Dental Clinic aye 0538 250078 Bafu Polo. Yes, Bafu Polo say American print now that's why the year Juman and one who kitem now or the year a golf shirt, polo shirt, and after make us a round neck shirt and into more schools, any associations sourdough and sorry NHS banks are more per a Wednesday number Friday kuafodwa mo pesa mo ko programs nimpo bebia mo besa mo ko bia mo besa mo ye uniform ema obia unsampa mo na mo bana Bafu Polo ema platinum package 20 shirt afe diamond aye 15 gold aye 10 silver package omu 5 and between 1 and 4 no and also a fall under bronze package no wo fetch me for so no madepam wo your banner so ye bema bomodian so ne Bafu Polo and so ebedi and south na sene nkasa na obefo adwuma amwa be ka busua no ho afe Bafu classics ne so no ye the lapel tops and in the trousers and asa ne shorts and aba kaftan no so ye pam ni neat and nti baby a obi a design ayo fabasi edwubie no bomodian so de be kwa kwachiro no na afi ono so apamodien ama kama we enso aye ahenema kokoben aye of santase kwane so ho announcer enso abeka no 0249 600789 Bafu Polo and so abejo so na time ba mission no ewo heba and pharmaceutical shops ni nyina makacho say we test for malaria na basampa MPs na edi agoro ewo moje no mu a wadro no aye time ba mission no and betu malaria fever say loss of appetite ebeko general bodily pains ebejai ama chese honam na enya hodema pa wo yo ba obeso siesie ohuye wo ye bema obeso wade no ye den nempo wanka general well-being kama immune system ebe fanshi ya your drug fan is a time ba misha and I say ne capsules emubi abetobiano and so ebe buaw 0244 417669 na chese wadjo diama nneman so I find ediamao Liberty Conference na make out say August edition baso we ayo man hene Alvin ya adubuache and adwumade esi ne sera so nyame ya doma 31st of this month and baso and upon nsie e Jubilee Park na bosumi dianom edin da so aye the heat and a rum na enya grokra Acts 28:3 and some
8110 ɛhɔ ana yɛyi asɛm no ɛde afra yɛgyina so de abɔ mpa na afei nkonnua bubu nneɔma nyinaa bɛɛkama bra na bɛnhyira me se 31st of this month no ana ɛba so nti Liberty Conference no fa wo hyɛm nneɛma nso nyɛ fine ɛnso ɛmfama cloud internet ɛbɛsɛbe so kama sɛ wo kuro keteam wo kurom ayɛ banks awodoɔ schools awodoɔ wankasa institutions and companies a munya internet ɔmo adwuma no mu de ayɛ fast o boss one biama Wi-Fi and hotspot CCTV bɛsɛ yɛ install bi ma yɛma digital security locks a wei ayɛ cloud internet ɔmo ɛwɔ top high ɛnyɛ yira kwan from ɛwɔ 0244 601933 now on a cloud internet for no and so enkasa kulun Ghana limited woman a day nupan abedwa so China for no ni bi nie we enso ayaraba bazen tablet oba obesiesie ho kama wase ebeche wase ebebenyam ebema che so tokro na moa ekuma bi kama eno enso aye araba bazen tablet no ebesa ma menstrual pains any disorders ni nyina abejai bema modumbo ewo mpem ekofom sexually why emra wadro ne Mr. Kill low libido slow erection premature ejaculation beja bema pomana obampa otimi sampa why bema mu anafe odwonso na wo kem odwonso obema me ye emu hihye emu tutu a wadro no eye hyunchu capsules eno na besa bo am abo prostate eho ban hyunchu capsules ebodwuma pa pebi to from sotika and herbal shots bia be kombia na bi ewo ho 0244 275429 Luther Fancy. Yes. Bibi awoko there. Nyame adom pa bibi ahye
na ada nurses
oh that be say wona me no wudi nko
okay because kasaka so actually who studio jai kasa no
production no it was what you was what there.
That's right
Sompa Sports.
I don't know where sir.
We
Allah see you. Allah see you. Allah see you. Forota
we you ye pa kasa Luta Infubia enko Infubia so asemo unya mic unya sere e ma ne nya stories no onko
me baba ka bibi
and o sere dey
me baka bibi enti ba me sere
Luta Infubia muna Shara Kenya so onipa so Luta so sere una be serious actor na me yo
ma be repeat
Allah see you. Allah see you. Forota
we you ye pa kasa
Allah see you.
one is I did you I na so on one be lu dem Fubia and yes I can also work credit to the show
Friday me drop in you no enyum yesan ka me twen October na me drop in you no
and Fubia
about Christmas but me drop in
e mo be am pressure
copyright claim baba right yen chance yen fan sam kakra ya boabo no afisem emfangu mfamam na ya chance free summer test o ma so empanyimfo se fina baso e na ye di obomofo ne den nam wa paso na summer test nyame pasan day omu rom el Cameroon omni Cameroonian champions and the pim so el CAF Champions League prelims no na omni Victoria United and airport na game bia ano ebe den papa na Roma summer test team no na omo on kan omo air prepare omo bobo omo ho ama biatman kama eno na Ghana Football Association President Opanyina your friend Ket ES Okraku etimi visite summer test on bobo ekono no okonu mu dinkomo wose ade we enye motivation emfamo ebisa se eyede ade me patro yentie.
The day of reckoning is just around the corner. You should go out there with all the confidence that one needs because you go there as champions of Ghana. And sebi, yen Ghana for yen bobo. Say yen bo. We know how to play football. So we don't need any person to really motivate us. As individuals, you know this is your chosen profession. First, It's you, the individual. You have to perform. The team has to perform. And you are out there to represent our country. The day of reckoning.
No, I am Sama Ghana Football Association President of Penny Ket or Kraku editor A players name Moko Jana or man and Mama Francano Ehiamo where Unyasi Obiabekaso ye motivate Timo Munim Jumano Eye na ba qualification nanwa the teams be at me at my Ghana qualifications no Munye way and Fama Ghana.
Perform colleagues have done it just few months ago. It's your turn to go the extra mile to put Ghana back on the map. I have no doubt that there's quality in this squad because you are champions and you truly, truly won the Premier League on merit. I absolutely trust in the Tenkra team to guide all of you. But most important is for you to listen and to apply what they ask of you. Your colleagues have done it just few months ago.
Eno eyen sama ket edi tudwa yede etuman sanano ada uramane se Dreams FC ene medema represent Ghana omu koye ekodum pempen so Ghana nyina bo se e wo se team event Samates ampaso me Ghana champions dia e wo se omu so ekọ qualify tie nim na bia kama ni nyame pa dwumadie no betodwa on Sunday Shadi mame flyer no na obianu sa Sunday uram e Cameroon adaje ni posokra ni nyina no sa Samates and Victoria United na de epim so eno aya 3 p.m. and a game no ebetojo Japoma Stadium on a game no ebetima ba so na ket any players ni dim komo wie okono eno si jama de jama and the football susum ne eba just Samates players na ket jama ne kakra. Eno edietene ja ne otumi ampa na me no kasai ene ya ene team my friend Samates omu every Ghana hakopem Cameroon mame Samates team dressing no na ohwa no kwani nyame no omu slippers no ene kumikura anopa ye omu ramu Kotoka International Airport na omu akoramu Cameroon akọ prepare se be ye nyame pa Sunday first leg ebetuma todwa ama biaso atimi aye fine na no na kro bia kuma sa Santi Kotoko atimi awhye eye Samates ena insuatraman good luck ese omu gina Ghana anamu ewo Africa dia afani afan kenka se ba bi for me fankodi ena ka on ntia na ka to enti omu whye omu all the best ese omu kokonkoden ema oman Ghana ene de free crop bia kuma sa Santi Kotoko omu so eba ye di ema na the Black Princesses esun Ramo Colombia ni FIFA under 20 Women's World Cup no and China eba be shasenra and the Black Princesses coach Yusuf Bazigi and in the Mabawa no etimi ewuramu Kotoka International Airport omutimi free omaimo omukoromo Colombia no makọ prepare say World Cup no ma be koye edama Ghana na bibia esu etuma shisha kama ede ama wo mo eno edeba na yengram Hazakes ladies omuso ramu ewo Ivory Coast ho ena rama eba eye emano nese wafu zone B eba women's CAF Champions League qualifiers no eso baso na Ghana ye Hazakes team no ebo omo match number 2 ene na ebo 4 p.m. omo ni Edo Queens omo fi Nigeria ene de ebepem so was start Buake ho na game no ebetimi atodwa eno ede ban Hazakes ladies omo ye training otwa mo final training na determination passion and zeal na omo ede na dia e chesa mpom nya ebra omo pese ene game first game omo ebo 0-0 enti no me so manya massive 3 points no ama biatma kama na eno na wuram so na no ada na eba division 1 league super cup eba na wiema vision FC etimi agiye na Reverend Lord Samuel Opokunti legend eba Ghanaian football mu a owura no etimi kopie mu nso atre na otwa organizers ne mpanyimfo a no odimu ntintima ba na odi tudwa emfa so a sa division 1 league super cup yi ebeye edema teams no
wa omo in a sense senka preparation a omo anko mbeye eka ombebo ai baby ombeko all these things and my team no abo omo yie esanse aha na obehu se o player wakofa no any preparation na mo ye no is this a sombo is this a beboa mo is this a recruitment to my till now no with this matches in a showcase I beboa mo ana say so mo san hye mo kina ni nyina ya de a eboa teams no aboa omo
eno ayen Samuel Opokunti Lord edi etudwa yedi emam no na wuramu akrobia kumasa santi kotoko enura so omo media day no timi ba so ema abranten baba yaya kasai edi fa kotoko new players no yentesma baba yaya edi tudwa
omo ma ba no so omo ye good inti training a ye no e show positive say inshallah season no ebe start no ebe hu penyama pa awo league name
enu ensemo di tudwo wiye ene ebusa Justice Blay ese Friday ewo takwa New TNA Stadium wo mo ne medema na game no dey na abeka e dey afa game no ho
yeah me buy no ente but me hu trading na coaches no amode my boys no it's very good. Preparation is why they call Friday game, no. I think say and so good.
And so a good. Now hearts of folk coach Abubakar Watara was out of team no and ye a dion na place almost sign no mude muntie do obeyemo.
The new area. Asafok is not the names. Asafok is a team. We are working on the team. We have the hard work. We are going to continue for the hard work, and after we can say the names for me. It's not important. Right. It's the strategy we are putting there. Everybody can.
Or say a strategy in a house for a diguna kwamunye dindim bi abekwa kofa dinaba na wontimi ensi akaya na mfa so be na wo so na ukasa play away Richard Osai Ajman Ajio me no kasa wawuramu India na India Premier League du team bi o your friend Calicut FC ho ene so wura okosi akai ama bibia kama Calicut FC ona Ajio Ewura okobo adwuma edam kwase free agent eno edeba na ewuram so a tima ye from Dream FC atimi announce Desmond Depe SSSA oye ofu wasunta obesi akan edi amawo mo ene nu achi no so wurama yamfa entu anim ese ne eba UEFA Super Cup betodwa Ghana ya brante baako a ono so bono modi Ibrahim Sulemana ono so no etima wurama woni Atalanta kodi dwuma etia Real Madrid ene ewo Poland woso amabia eso etimi ayakema eno edi etia yede ema modwuma de so ntibra no ekọ na player friend Kwadwo Amoako Obodma as good and Obama Mediema and ono so akwakuromu aduana ehon ne say okwakubo adwuma mabibia eso aye kamanti emfansi afansi
wo mate luta meda say Mike my memra hoy
fancy opokunti nkomodi about the Division 1 League Super Cup no say what bank clubs ni bi ni omadi nkomo na wetie omo overhead cost our more putting in place cost like omo bo in terms of keeping the team in camp and then even scheduling matches for them, transport, omu to kwanya kwako bobo matches na ayana enye sika eda from ayade mo mo chire omo pa. So whenever an avenue is created, see a bie kwan bi to ho. Say mo oye football team bra ya befa or transport eka yebesan so afa accommodation feeding yebefa hoka nabebo jumediate sese ya anya hwe kra no you play more than 4 matches if you are able to progress from your group because 4 teams in each group intimo bomo ho a obebo 3 opponent ewo group stage o progress here obebo 4 matches minimum. I think say idea very encouraging. Even so about 3 matches kra na my coaches ene omudwumedi omudi in terms of preseason so a more prepared team no for the upcoming campaign no 3 matches good enough say coach ne betimi try 1 new strategies, new techniques, new formations ni idea or then 2 players are or more assign so more joining how you blend them with the existing players, you know. Send a beya obetmenya a formidable team a coach nishishe muno or no what you say a bebwa club nebutaye sin so going into the new campaign. Ni na no umbo hukao. So I think a very positive and we need to encourage initiatives like this. I think say within common way similar to the near course when Century Cup anymore and they basically Premier League teams but when you or more Division 1 or more qualified by Premier League name and then Division 1 so more modern so basically unya the top performers across 3 zones ever Division 1 anymore only or Mushia I think say a very good and should be encouraged. But I am also looking at Yenya BBC Ama Division 1 no what about the Premier 1 and on the aspect of the top 4 no ebim which I think Gaka has killed that competition because the top 4 should have covered that void. This is Century Cup na AJ Premier League teams no but any will be private initiative Gaka and Jinema clubs ona obwa clubs no so there should be a way forward me Tina there should be a way forward. What is the way forward? If the FA has started the Division 1 League Super Cup, can we also see something coming out? Say FA nega kabetina say no munyina kabom edijumedie say ya and I say FA na beye ne de nko. There should be something that also helps Premier League clubs, to also get some of these things to profit from. Se clubs nankasa so nobody di omo honkomo so that they form an alliance sort of no mankasa so wetimi abo omo off season tournament bia anka no so betimi aboa na amasa adwumadi say no nyoma timi akonkan but say yenye obi oba be sponsor dia because the clubs nankasa omo ka bomu aya eka no hwan na be mene so what you say say clubs be ye nwotwe na eka bomu a who will bear the cost for accommodation? Who will bear the cost for transport? Who will bear the cost for all the other match expenses now ever involved? Because obefa referees, obefa way, ni na no when obefa hoka. So we need somebody to come up, and I think Gaka and Sorinjina, no muntu sana mono na emwa Emmanuel Mankonkan because we need initiatives like this ebema ye game na so say off season no yenya more competitions ye di honkomo European clubs yes ye omo call pre-season tour ewo US yani yenye ndru ho intisi ebenya Ghanaian clubs ebom 9 omo tu kwan dia akọ US omo tu kwan dia akọ baby Eden by ye haya no what can we also do sani ebeya omo di Ghana football nechi omo consume because anya hwekwa in Century Cup ne bae no there were people who followed ye wo TV so maybe munye bi hwe ye more the full competitive Ghana football season but we are able to watch Ghana football matches good for local football consumption. And this yenya Premier League there no so occupy the screens yenya emane there na occupy the screens na and my interest in the game no and die enti yenwie season as oh yato ya dream ye sha see ansan ya hwe ya and no be hard drink kakra for the Kotoko Media Day and na ye di hu komo and I applauded them eboa ma players omunim kasa no almost start sua okay baba ya kasa no you could see he was struggling to communicate. Is because Jumedi say na fe no masha here ana onyo obi a ye wo mo naturally they are good communicators omo to meet threats from unsemu they are elaborate with their words and onim the right word to use at a particular point in time But I also believe say communication say you and inherent. You can also learn. And one way to learn and master communication is practice. So so the more familiar you are with the microphone, the more familiar you are when you stand behind the camera. And to me improve in your communication. So idea kwasha say na ebua pa. Another one so ebua ma fans no enso to meet players nenka ehu omoso omadwin mu ana omutrim po de omususu edefa club ne ho ene the way an university e. Same meme eka any player nankasa can the difference the media man will give you a reported speech, but from the horse's own mouth say from player na e ma meet player na say. And even initiatives like this, and Ebuama players nankasa to me common sem and tell their own stories. Senra has the Raphael and Ponsa nearby, where the player was allowed to tell a brief background of Baby Ofri and a ball baby or start a boy. You get to know the player and you draw closer because Obi Oha win him no. But what in the story now, you develop an interest in the person because yet any day be analysis about foreign, you know. A bit more almost story no and a tree at the airport. I came here to do Marcus Way Heman story from Sweden. I don't know him, but the story was inspiring enough. So if we get our players also sharing their stories, your much baby, your free background, maybe we'll cry your chrome knee. Hey, wait a minute, chrome knee and me dinechi. So let us encourage our clubs to take this up because player no turn is all by bobo there, but on some you will japa there. And to us, yes, and prepare. And the more they're able to do these things, the more they are up there, the more popularity need grow. No more value. No, so it is being enhanced. I didn't say yambo kotokwa, so has swa start here. Yambo mabaso, but they should continue. And then the crucial thing, because if you start and if you don't sustain it, as soon as one year.
Oh, Mike, me say Apostle. Well, Mike, you see the challenge with Nyoka in relation to Asante Godogo, and it's about time. You see, say we media day. It's good. I saw TS say if you want your players to communicate, then most of the press conferences before game, pretty much press conferences, media day, you allow as many, maybe about 8 or 10 of them over a period of time. No more communicating. And then you also have somebody who will be guiding them as to how to communicate and what to communicate. Very, very important. So we are, even at this media day, we are not careful. A player going to say something, yet deliberately, now creating some that will create an image or reputational problem for the club. So that is why in other jurisdictions, player me and sorry cannot go grant an interview. You must be prepared. Who they say so? First step, but beyond that, I'm making sure that the opening that look just Blake as on relax is because it's experience at this stage. But I'm used to talking, so now they should create the avenue for some of them to be used to talking. So there's here, so that press conference, they say Captain Ibana Ebia just blame. Let's others also have the opportunity. Now almost enkasa, but prepare more ansana because they are not natural communicators. We prepare the one or two sleep, but let encourage it consistently. Say because you see, target say big Africa and Europe is something that is basic. So we must prepare them for the next phase. So it's a good thing, but it should be a consistent thing, and then the preparation of the players towards that is very important. So na be ayen to omunko go firing line. Nebasa now akoka sem you want share psychologically the backlash from your bekano because you am prepared no na fedie or nankasa na affect no. So that is what, and other clubs should also encourage that. It's not only Kotoko Asho Way has aye. So other clubs should also encourage that. Everybody baby no your players don't bet me asunya kasa omudra TV and na sebe radio anything, they will communicate very well, which will be a plus to the development of our game. Now Gaka, you see, Michael, we are saying who say what should be over a period of time I sustain. no abejegum ubejegum na obi fufro akreti bibi. 1, the issue of standard. 2, investment according to it. And then 3, the kind of preparation and organization. And how our clubs know in terms of almost appreciation of near course and almost satisfaction of what has gone on. The challenge for Gaga today is that what team is a Central network issue. Next year, Century Cup or increasing numbers now. A possibility of a foreign club coming. Now, who shared the organization of Century Cup so far? Clubs know highly Eric, Utier, and Monaca. Their reaction to Oracle Jofiano say, Omo invite you, no man to me, and both reaction. Now, who call Century Cup? Now, how the teams are taken care of, how the players are taken care of, how the clubs themselves. Ebasana, I move it to a realm where they've set a certain stage and standard. Time ben yearbo tournament, you know. Now the calendar for CAF competition assistant. This week, August 2nd week, competition was played in July. Now the challenge is that Cecia clubs to no share. When you invite the club based on your kodakra, how sika any the fact say it's difficult for those clubs to turn the Century Cup invitation down. Yes. That is the challenge that Gaka face now. Will you be able to match up the incentive they give to the clubs, the organization, the comfort the players have, via meals, where they sleep, everything? Will you be able to match that up? It's very difficult. Now, who the na aton sumo peso uma ebabakano nepano okanasem ono okonenim or improving. He told you about better sponsorship. What is here? The fact that Kotokobeba next edition. Kotokoni has one of them will come next edition. So if Sompa Sports Century Cup will give me X amount of money, which Gaka will not give me. My players, my technical team will have a sound place, will eat good meal. Difficult for me because we in Gaka of any share. Different when you share. Optional. So now about the web, Century Cup it has come to stay. Now Gaka thought for now clubs are being to now choose between Gaka, top 4 and Century. Now, how can it become a top 4? When the league champion and there's some matters, Fano said the next is a different club anyway. Now top 2 clubs out of the top 4, now 3 out of the top 4. Ed decided to say a Century Cup, Michael Belfred tournament. This is where the challenge is. This is a reality that they face. Never got the say. So a very difficult situation, but it's of course Ghana created the situation they find themselves. So they should find a way of trying to see how they can reorganize themselves and then see whether the Gaka top 4 vis-a-vis Century Cup, how can they meet somewhere? Because like I'm saying, me a club Gaka top 4 no any FA tournament, a welfare body tournament, any sheng. And the share there, say off season, say benya bibi kakra beboa ma your prisoner kuya. I'll opt for that. You know what he has here? Because that is why you remember, alright, but Mensa. That is why even Gaka tournament, following Kojofiano was there as the administrative manager. Yet me boycott the tournament until Coca-Cola say omufasi can when yes omombo. So I'm saying that we will get to that level, especially when now somebody is offering you a better alternative. Mate, Apostle Medase. Yes, me babe fa a course no kakraba ma menye fa 1 minute in your birthday wishes nansana. Ma be fa course no real quick. Well, they can happy birthday to me and my sister Penny, Mrs. Joyce Apia. Sis, and your birthday, happy birthday, call. I'm from the entire family. And chese busuani and I show would up and I'm sure now on your kese Emmanuel and you're fine. Happy birthday going out to Nana Kwame. Oh yeah. Ties dealer, I wore a year club 600. We a company man gala name Kwame Rooney and I say Yaroshin and Kwame. A year happy birthday. And happy birthday to Bright and Ewa Wada Bright. Baby will be on a year show a year our dapa. Yamenya Casena on your Wakoma Swadi and next to a say Yarosho Awadapa. And no happy birthday to example Papa. Our offense so up before from a student. Say Yarosho a year our dapa. Enti example Papa and your birthday, happy birthday, Elko Amau. Happy birthday going out to Akwasi Usunyameche, our Techiman from Asiedu Benedict, and I say Akwasi Usunyameche, Yareshu, a happy birthday, and also to Joshua Aka, who is student, our Kumase Technical University Marketing Department, Shadrach, and Yareshu, a year Awadapa, and so Anope, and October Bank Kaziglibo, Sokalu Taka Steve, or YouTube, and after Joseph Bonfo Hospital Junction. Munko Dyer Rough and a what one day in Toyana Jagunino or someone friend was 0244 484747. Yes, of course 0551 931 931 0548 931 931. Hello, caller. Hello, good morning. Yes, open your first focus and free. Anna never saw my Wadaroma. Yes, yes, opening it's you.
Robert, I'm a fee, could you grant me giant, but I did it to a Jamavana Poe, go be Piano. I fancy, yes, I have a coaching pay for them. Oh, Madame, the quarter. A woman about 100 papa. Because we got quarter on the same tape in India. It has a coaching pay for a woman quiet in the quarter. I was on my signer. I was signing a contractor. I'm going to fine. I'm going to say, no, I can pay for them. I'm going to say, too much. They are behind you, Shibiano. I cannot compare any public pay for them. I'm going to say, I'm going to back.
Yeah, CP. Hello.
Yes, God's God.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Morning, I'm with it.
I don't remember to you.
Me chair, me here, and I'm a good. It's one God, the Empire Boy, and Yambo, and Madrid betting your shit. Atlanta Begamo.
Okay. Yes, we are CP so basso. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. We didn't baby Aga free.
Hello.
I'm not sure you.
Bacho, it's you.
I can't say, and I already matched the time.
And on soon 7.
Okay, and I wish them at the
okay, Mate. Hello.
The great fancy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but Anna
Yentio.
Yeah, and the Mama Bato. Now, yeah, I'm wasting a penny for Bato. Again, in my family, including Mama and Fancy. I'm going. Because you take it in India, let all this class and I'm working after a coin in India. And then one before Bato. Now, and then so, I look for pipe because fire Atlanta did not have personal bra.
Okay, Mate, yeah, say hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Me about your first friend. Yes, you.
Muswati a nice Emon, and Sufi, maybe so fast safety.
Okay. My mic said this weekend. Okay. Yeah. Whoa, hello. Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
Me watch you. It's you. Nyame
I'm not sure. Let me just say, with the Chelsea this year, I maybe Sompa.
I oba Varas Ebemobi. Okay. Mate, yeah, say. Hello,
Fancy.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Openi ye Joso yetio.
Oh yes.
Nyame adom.
I'm Pacho Mekasa Sompa.
Oh okay. How about Cody?
And I'm about to say Atlanta for Madrid.
Oh, okay. Okay. Mate ye chia Sompa for nyina idamase pa. Okay. Hello Kola.
Hello, Basu, good morning.
Good morning, sir. We didn't be able to set free.
I was just free Tepa.
Eja yetio.
I was a firm up on my boss, send the firm to me, yes, come up. I'm not sure you can have a tapu compared to Koyana.
I'm Bacho Watian and Echikakra. Aye, Obeba. Oh, okay. Mate. Yada so baso. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Opening. Good morning.
Good morning.
Me bacho yentio. Dino baby aga se free.
Me kasa free wasa. Me kasa free Samurai boy. Your friend Raul
Gonzalez yentio.
I'm at testing na yenina you go to Adam 5 boy tell me. Tene be ya. Maybe after this victory and after draw a DP away the other. Champion players in
Oh, okay. Mate, yada see. Hello.
Enyana ba, from the Casa Enyana ba.
Okay, me bacho yetio.
First na man teachers the update no.
Me bacho there here. There here.
Na me to see me there.
Ene wan tie show no. Wan tie presentation.
Na me tie but to be fair na me tie baby kakra.
Ah, there. Bate omu guso why?
Teachers asem na na ya.
Ah, omu guso e be buy nche. Why?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Fancy na yema kwama news enra na omoma meto aso ye da bibia ase nyame ya adoma adopam ye be san hye bim to den news eba omu wi ano hinini